welcome back to the GFG Invitational Tournament. It looks like they're going to use the portal. They're going bottom with the
they're
portal.
Going for the Shrek, it seems.
But I think the
Oh,
X mark is out and the boat. They bring him back into the boat.
Lovely.
The Treant unfortunately walks into the boat as well, and this will be a double kill. 2 kills for GFG. Ob not getting one, and Churimbong with the Macropie getting the other.
Going in, he does have his ultimate. He
Oh.
purges it. He just about gets it off. Ranger
Gets
getting
up.
Chrono with the focus fire. Waxy pinned, finished off.
That's
That's
away,
away
already
running.
back to full health too.
Gets slowed. So
I'm
close. Oh,
gonna
Doom
get
finishes
Doom
it
here.
off, but then he probably pays the
TP's
price. Oh, Khalees just misses it.
Very fucking nice.
All the tips coming out.
Really good.
That was
And nothing
lovely.
will die back here, and that is
GG
GG.
comes out.
And that is the end of the GFG Invitational Tournament. Team Spherical are
Congratulations.
your champions. They take the finals 2-0. Okay, and I think we are live and streaming straight into the draft. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the GFG Invitational 2025. I am Scotteh, joined by Ob. Ob, not how
Hello.
are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Excited to be here.
And we have,
Excited to get another game down.
yes, OGs versus Sitout. Both teams currently on draws only hype for the draw tournament, which is perfect. So expecting to see another comfortable 1-1 here between these two sides. Because we're straight into the draft already, we already had some bans, but it looks like first pick went the way of OGs. I don't know if they chose that or not, but it means first pick is for the Dire on this particular occasion. So next game it will be inverted, and Sitout will be first pick with Dire for game 2. We already have some target bans. The Necro ban for seething.
The Puck Man, Hebo.
Yes. So
And the Oracle ban. We've seen Vi do some nasty things with that.
yes, indeed. Yeah, Vi's Oracle is to be respected. I think the Wraith King is potentially a Larry ban as well. I feel like he played it against Spherical, can't recall. I don't know if I have watched that game back, but it was last week. I have slept. So bans wise, yeah, Necro, Clock I think will be one of the most contested picks bans wise across the whole tournament.
Yeah.
And here is the most picked hero of the
Speaking of-
tournament.
Speaking of,
Jackie picked up first up by OGs. They banned the Abaddon beforehand. That's something I learned from watching the cast and the game we played yesterday. And they fire right back with the Tinker, which is the game we cast previously, wasn't it?
yeah.
We saw
Yeah,
the
Lulu's
Tinker,
popped off. Real
did
nice.
did some crazy shit. So that is nice that they got that through the ban phase. But
Does
I
your
guess-
thoughts immediately go to something like an AA? Stop that healing?
Yeah, I mean, we had a bit of success last night with the AA. There wasn't a particularly Healy draft, but they had. But I did just like the, we lost the first game with a guy getting out on like 10 HP or something stupid every time. So I was like, well, let's not let that happen.
again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I feel like it's good. I don't know if you need to go overkill with it. I feel like there's still time. And I also think when I was watching back like us yesterday, or I watched back the drafts, I feel like sometimes it's quite easy to get lost in the source based off of what they pick too. And sometimes you just got to stick to your game plan, which is,
Yeah.
I think, again, what we did in the second game better than the first one. We tried to be too reactive, whereas in the second game we were just like, actually,
you know.
we got nice lanes,
Mhm.
and we might be able to do something. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah,
Yeah,
so
sure.
no, but the Tinker would terrify me. I mean, that will be being banned. I tell you that for free. They're
Well,
not getting it for not getting it if when we play against them. I could tell you that already.
they're clearly taking your advice and sticking with what they know. It worked out for them before.
Yeah,
Clearly knows what they're doing.
yeah, for sure. Um, so yeah, we just got a few more bans. The Lifestealer is a classic. No need to first phase it, most likely because they probably won't take it first phase. Be very bold to pick it that early, but I can see a team potentially doing it at some point in the tournament just to to get it because it might be
Just to
the only
get it.
chance you get to get it. And I think Lesh is another respect ban for Seething in the mid lane as we see the second pick. So Falcus is standing in. Obviously, we played against Falcus's Axe yesterday. Was very effective.
It was good.
And one of the known heroes of Falcus, along with I think the Tide and the Pudge, are the three heroes that suit Falcus down to the ground.
Yeah,
So
he had some excellent follow-up initiation. I would say counter initiation, but I think we were so rattled by the initial one, it was more of
yeah,
more of a follow-up. Double
okay,
down on it.
Kotl.
With the light.
So I think this is Vi. I feel like I've seen in some of these Dota discords that we're in. I don't pay
Okay.
attention like half the time, unfortunately, because I I can't read it all. But I'm sure there was some discussion about Vi playing Kotl quite a lot, knowing that Oracle is most likely to be banned, and so alternatives. So had some success, I think, with the Kotl. So I think that's where that will
Is
go.
this a Kotl with the slow and magic damage thingy? Or I have seen a couple times recently this recall Kotl, which is by far and away the worst talent. Keep seeing it do quite well.
Well, to be honest, I'm not really a Kotl player, so I'll defer to your judgment on there. As they take Gyrocopter,
Mm.
which I listen. I don't want to be a hater, but Gyro.
You're not a gyro fan.
But you know what I said? I feel like I can't remember who I was talking to about this the other day. But it came up, and I was like, Gyro is like fine, like he's perfectly fine. But like if you go like there's so many better carries in my opinion that exist currently. That if this is like a core, like a P1 Gyro, it's like there's got to be. Surely there's something else you can take here that's like definitely better.
I do think that the damage output of Gyro has such a high potential.
Yeah.
Is the thing, and it's in my eyes, it's a hero that is very fun to play when you're ahead in the game, and if you can get ahead, you'll very much stay ahead. Unfortunately, so is Disruptor.
Yeah. So what I'm noticing is Sitout. So if this is a recall Kotl, right? So what happens? He calls his teammate over, and Disruptor sends him back. Is that what's going to happen?
Well, unless Kunkka keeps him there.
I guess. Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of repositioning going on in this draft already, but that is the seething hero.
I think the recall gets cancelled if you take damage. It's more to bring someone into a fight.
I see.
To get them out. It does make ganks quite effective because you can just bring someone in.
That's what I mean. Disruptor just sends them home, no? If he's close enough and sees it happen.
Yes. Yeah, that is
Timber.
True.
Timber Saw.
That's the beef they needed. Gyrocopter, Jackie and Kotl are not the tankiest of heroes.
Yeah, that'll also hurt the axe quite a bit. But
Gyrocopter can get there with the old side gunner and satanic. That does make you incredibly tanky because you just lifesteal whether you're stunned or not.
Yeah.
But that requires quite a few items before that. gets online. So is that a Timbersaw off lane or a Timbersaw mid?
I think off lane. Oh, maybe I don't know.
Oh,
Could be either. I don't know. I'm not sure. I feel like they played it before and it was Larry, but I might be hallucinating. It's been a long day. And normally I'm a bit more prepared, but I was late home today,
yeah,
so
I
I'm not
don't
super
see
prepared.
I don't see any Timbersaws on anyone's most played heroes, so
Hmm.
might be a bit of a more unfamiliar.
Yeah, it was played
Uh,
and won in the game that it's been played in. Oh, was that? Her. Let me see. There's
so we're
also,
waiting for a P1 on Sitout and a mid on OGs.
yeah, I think.
Got to
Let
be
me see.
Kunkka mid.
Um,
I thought it'd be Axe,
yeah,
but
no, it will be Kunkka mid. Seething will definitely pick up the Kunkka mid.
Sniper Bang comes out.
Yeah, I guess if they think they need a mid, then from that perspective, Kunkka would not have the greatest time against Sniper.
Hmm,
It's and they ban Morphling. Um,
goodness.
which
I get it. Listen, I get it.
yeah, yeah, no, agreed. But also, is there a
Does
Morphling
Sitout
player?
have anyone who knows how to play that hero? They do. Then yes, hard agree on the ban.
Okay, yeah, Larry did play Timber against OGs. Against OGs?
Okay.
He is the captain of OGs. Against Spherical. We're getting there. My brain is waking up eventually.
Okay.
So he has played it before. Interestingly, Seething played Kunkka in both games when he stood in on OGs, and that's Storm Spirit,
Storm
which
Spirit.
I'm wondering if that because of the
That could be rough. He's gonna have to be careful around the old Disruptor and Axe call.
yeah.
But I'm not a Storm player, so I'm sure they know what they're doing. Definitely more than me.
It was yeah, and also it was pretty effective into the Kunkka when I was laning against it yesterday. If I'm honest, I mean I'm just not a very good player anyway, but I didn't have the best time. It could have gone better. It could have gone worse. Weaver.
Either.
Okay.
Now that'll help deal with the Timsaw. The armor reduction
Yes.
is very handy.
Yeah. So
Yeah, and a lot of damage. They've got a lot of control with the other four heroes on their team.
mm,
It's lacking a bit of firepower, and Weaver definitely brings that. The thoughts on these drafts?
I I actually am struggling to determine which I like more. If I'm honest, completely honest, I actually don't, I'm actually a bit stuck. Um,
I think that sit out there is a clear control and damage strategy there. Oh
yeah,
no, geez, I'm struggling to understand how these five heroes kind of work together, but it's the kind of thing where I'm sure they have a plan for it.
yeah,
Those aren't heroes you just pick blindly. So I'm sure they know what they're doing. It's just I don't know what they're doing.
yeah. I do think the amount of reposition I'm honestly, I think one of the reasons I'm erring towards sit out as well in general is because of the Tinker, and we just saw how effective it was last time. That
Yeah,
I'm struggling to move past. I'm
yeah.
struggling to move past that. Um,
I think they sit out have answers for everything that OGs has to offer from what I can see so far. But
yeah, and
despite being long-sighted, I am quite short-sighted in this.
I also, I mean, on the flip side, I also have this sort of semi bias against Gyro as a hero. But
So are you saying this is now a bias stream against Gyro?
and for Tinker, which for the record is another hero that I don't like. But hey, listen, I don't know, man.
It really is a rock and a hard place, isn't it?
It's tough out here. All right, we're into the game. Game number 1 between OGs and Team Sitout. So let me run you through your teams before we get started, and hopefully before any sort of early game carnage kicks off. We have Falcus, who is.
Also,
Oh,
sorry, just before we do that, I will pop a prediction now. So put your beans where your mouth is.
Perfect. Okay. So for Team Sitout, we have Falcus standing in on the offlane Axe. We have Wurzag on Disruptor. Seething is on Kunkka. Lulu on the Tinker. And all the way over here, EA Nasir on the Weaver. And then for OGs, Captain Larry Lama on the offlane Timbersaw. We have Peebo on the Storm Spirit. We have Vi on the Cottle. Time Twister on the Jackie. And Flowzone on the carry Gyrocopter. No carnage so far, so it remains to be seen if they get involved. As the beans get predicted, and it looks pretty even in the beans so far, although
I know some people like to sleep at night and dump their beans in at the last possible second.
Yeah. We're going to see quite a bit of the game here before the beans have to be fully commit too, so that would be quite nice as Cottle Wave is charged. It does hit 3. They are going to contest this room, but I think, yeah, OGs will be smart about it and walk away. They will get 2 each all the same, so no great loss there. It could have been worse.
50-50.
Could have been worse if they would have got. Where's the last 6 denies? It's that one. We've done it. Great news,
I
everyone.
can confirm Cottle has gone for recall over the other one.
Yeah. So
be prepared. I will just go quiet whilst I read how this works.
no worries. If previous games are anything to go by, sometimes we have a little bit of a chance to take in the teams here in the laning phase. Although I think yesterday our first game started with 7 kills, so you know sometimes that can be a part of what's going on.
Oh my goodness! So this ability has changed
We already lose a
significantly. You can choose whether you teleport someone to you, in which case they have to not take damage, otherwise it won't come on. Or you can go to them if you so please. So there's options there.
I see.
Did not know that.
Yeah, Lulu getting a bit of clicks here from Time Twister. Bit of damage coming out of the pre-fire, and now the Gyro running him down underneath the tower. Will get the old laser out as well. Both camps in this top lane blocked, and that's what Lulu was getting all that damage for, was protecting that ward, blocking the camp for the Dire to pull.
I think the issue Lulu's going to have in this game compared to the last game we saw where she's up against an Ursa is Gyro does have alternative damage. She can't just laser and do what she likes because there's the rocket barrage, which does.
As I miss first blood in the bottom lane, that looks like Vi going down to Wurzag in the end. So Thunderstrike being cast. Larry comes in to try and give a bit of the old fuck off damage, but Weaver
wasn't
not
any
really
glimpse
concerned.
needed though, so must have just run him down.
Yeah, and
the mana onto the Timbersaw is lovely.
yeah, that is a nice little bit of monetary.
Weaver's already up to 8 stick charges. Plenty of health to play with there then.
Yeah, it's going to eat
Do you
quite a
think
few of these as well. These Cottle waves.
This mid matchup is only going one way.
Seething is an infinitely better Kunkka player than I probably will ever be. So I anticipate him to do much better than I did. And if I'm honest, I didn't do as badly as I thought, as they are trading some clicks in the middle lane. Seething will have to walk away.
Spells have been used.
So I think I think it'll be fine. I don't think I feel like it is probably Storm favored, just the amount of damage. But there was a portion yesterday where I was able to just like come back into the lane once the cleave was doing enough damage, where you can
Yeah.
like do like a third HP if you're lucky onto the Storm. Makes them have to leave. But
Is this
yeah.
going to be more of a case as they get low again, of who controls the runes? As
Yes.
Hebo going to need the mana to
Yeah.
get these spells out, and already has the bottle, but without the runes, is not going to be able to get those spells up and deal the damage. So I don't know whether Seething can call for a rotation to secure those from his teammates, but
Yeah.
there hasn't been one for the 4-minute runes.
See again, look, Pivo is quite low as the courier goes down
Yeah.
in the bottom lane.
Picked up a bit of damage there.
I think this is what happens with the cleave a little. As top lane, they are having a look. The bots come out. That's going to heal up
and run down.
the lads for sit out in the top lane.
Yeah. And they got a few levels now up here, so the march is starting to come into play, keeping them popped up on health. You can see that by the current HP on both sides of this lane.
Yeah. Yeah, just going back to the middle lane as we see a bit more. What happened yesterday to me anyway is that Psychovert, who was my opponent in the lane, came out of the gate really, really aggressively as well, which I think spent a lot of mana, but obviously from the first bloods and like the carnage that happened, he already had the bottle. So it was like
Right.
kind of gave him a bit of an advantage early, but so he could do a load of damage and be really, really aggressive, but then like Kunkka comes back into it when the cleave comes online, so it's a bit of a mixture of fortunes, and neither of us killed each other in the lane. As top lane, the big stick popped by Lulu, and now the bots are out, happy to stick around, and Flowzone's in a bit of trouble here. We'll get clicked down, and the Axe will get the final hit. Can he get Titan Twister as well? One more click. The creep might actually get there first. Nice little fairy fire bot, and a Duke. As they're rotating, is that Vi coming in? It is, who will now drop the blood grenade onto Lulu and the wave, but it doesn't charge up enough, and now Vi could be in trouble almost, because Lulu pops the shield, although Gyrocopter coming back in, might be time for them to get out of there. So nice.
It's only another second for the march to be back up, and that'll be plenty of healing.
Bottom lane, they get Larry, because they know Vi's gone top. Apologies for missing that kill as well. They take the chance. As it's like Jakiro has been brought top lane. So bit of early action, and the kill's going the way of Sitout early doors. And a big kill onto the gyros. Pivo comes in, only at half health, but does have the regen rune. Pops it now. We'll now go on to Falcus as well. Gets called up though, so getting controlled by Falcus, who's getting the spins off as well, but will eventually pop. But
Axe goes down.
But they do actually get the trade of the carry, which I don't think you're too mad about. If Lulu can get out as well, then happy days. Pivo still has the regen rune, which could spell a dive. Might be thinking about it. Obviously zips up to this high ground.
For the wisdom rune.
We'll take the wisdom rune, most likely. Does get the courier, which
is coming back in.
Doesn't cancel the courier coming up, as Lulu will walk up as well. Pivo's still there, but now the bots go down, but Lulu might not survive long enough for that to come in. But although Falcus is there too, does battle Hunger Pivo, who Lulu...
Seething's here.
Lulu does go down in the end, and Pivo is actually out of mana. Seething, if he can get the X mark, which he just doesn't quite have the vision for. Now the stick pops as well. Will they be able to control him, bring him back? Doesn't quite dodge the X mark pop, but no torrent because Seething also out of mana. So a little bit of no mana gaming going on in the top lane because Jackie's not got any either, and now might get hit by the boat. Seething has obviously got enough for the boat and will take Time Twister down with a nicely placed one. They've rotated 3 more up here. There was 4 in total then for OGs, and I don't know what they're really getting to get out of this in the end.
Pivo's so low. I'm not sure if he can justify going back in. There's 4 of them up here.
And now they're gonna bring Wurzag as well. I think they can actually contest this on Sitout still. So the fight is not over. Vi is right in the middle of like 3 heroes. Axe is gonna get a lot of damage from Larry, but who zips in as well. They can just walk away.
Yep.
And they'll send Larry back as well. So Is that all 5? It is all 5 for
Peebo's come
OGs
back
now.
in.
Peebo's come
Onto
back in.
Wurzag.
All 5 of OG's heroes in this top lane, but it's just Peebo on his own at the moment. Oh no.
Yeah, Larry's gone back bot.
Larry's gone
He
back
was
bot.
up there. Yeah.
OG.
Strange.
Yeah, it's just OGs at the moment. Are just bringing, I think, too many. I guess it's because it's their safe lane, right? Ideally, you want this to be in your off lane, and you can rotate your mid in, and your carry can still farm. But because it's in their safe lane, there's not much else they could do. They have to try and contest it.
I think they had a bit of a sense that they were behind, which is, somewhat true. Still early doors, but I think they'd given away a couple of kills and maybe felt like they were forced to bring more heroes to the fight just to secure the kills. But
I feel
they didn't actually get too much out of it at the end of the day. So.
No, and Axe is 6 before the gyro now as well, because a couple of deaths for Flowzone has not really helped. And the Weaver in the off lane, by comparison, is also done really well, level 6 most of the way to 7, so has an advantage over the opposition carry. And if you look at the last hits as well, the Axe has not got as much, but still traded fairly evenly with the gyro, and everyone else is ahead. So.
Yeah,
and now this is where the damage can come out, because they got Time Twister with a call again. Nice Ice Path to dispel, but he's getting absolutely savaged by these robots. These get out of the march. It's just so hard to escape.
It got so low.
And now Axe can just smell a dunk here. One more spin, and if he dies under the tower, it could be a dunk. Lulu will come in and steal the kill. That's a report. If I've ever seen one. There's a dunk on the table. But Lulu will get the kill instead. I guess securing it just in case. And bottom lane, Larry's really low again. Wurzag, I think, has already used the glimpse, so won't be able to bring him back to do that final bit of damage required. And meanwhile, Seething has put so much pressure, and this is what I was talking about. He just gleaved Peebo for nearly what felt like half HP. It's probably more like a quarter, but when you see the health bar go down like that, it does rattle you a bit as they rotate Time Twister in just before the tower goes down. Thinks about the Ice Path, but I don't think they'll be able to get Seething. Again,
maybe if he'd gone straight away, could have got something done, but it's a bit late now.
And now bottom lane, they've got Vi as well. They trapped him up, and will go down. He and Nasir picking up that kill as well. That's his first kill on the Weaver, or second kill, sorry, on the Weaver. Storm.
That's an early advantage now. That is
so
not nothing. 5k.
5k early doors.
At 10 minutes in.
Yeah, they've rotated Peebo down looking for the Weaver. I think there is a sense on OGs that maybe they do need to have a look here, but actually it's Sitout who've rotated more down here, and I think they want Larry again because they X-mark him up. They put the boat down as well, so Seething will bring him back, lift him up with a torrent. Boat hits as well. Manages to get away, but now will be brought back, and the glimpse. Well, actually, Lulu's bots, I think, in the end do the final damage, and it looks like Storm did manage to get out of there, but it's all Sitout early doors in this one.
Question is, do you feel like the glimpse can out-trump the recall relocation?
They find Falcus in the middle. They do have 3 collapsing, but there's also 3 from Sitout, so Time Twister will get a nice hearty cleave onto him, and now Falcus with the call as well. That should be a dunk on the Time Twister. Flowzone has to retreat now as well, and the bots will just heal up all of that damage.
Bots.
And they know that...
They spot this guy.
Oh, I think if Falcus had actually thrown the call out, he wouldn't have known. But if he'd thrown the call out, he would have actually caught the Storm.
Like he sent someone there.
Yeah, I think he saw him pick up the rune, but it's a gamble to know where he'd gone.
Yeah.
So it's
He's going to be providing vision for his team, but I'm not sure if anyone wants it.
Oh, we'll actually go onto Lulu. Does a bit of damage. Now we'll zip again. Zips and... Oh, but it's been X-marked and controlled. Now we'll get lifted up. And now the bots come out. And he's almost out of mana, so he needs to be careful. Pops the stick as well.
Nice
that is a lovely Ice Path. And Larry is in as well. Will do a lot of damage to the Axe. Zips through. And the boat is coming out to cover the track. Time Twister's just walked into the boat and hit a cleave. nearly goes down. The axe does get caught in the end, and that heal from the Kotl wave will actually help them sustain this fight a bit longer. This is a nice fight for OGs so far. They zip up to the high ground as well, chase down the Kunkka, pops the blade mail, and walks through the bots. Gets caught again by that. They're all actually getting very, very low on the side of OG, so it might be get this kill, get out.
Death.
Ice Path doesn't quite land either, and so, in fact, Gyro will go down up in here somewhere.
Limbs back.
And now, yeah, Larry's been brought back and controlled, and he's going to get the disruptor damage will take him down. And what was a great fight when if they just got the axe and got out. And it's kind of a shame. It's just they all got out on very low HP, and I think eventually the healing came through for Team Sitout. Just being a bit better on the old rotations at the moment.
Because those fights last for so long.
Yeah. Peebo's ended up going all the way to top for the Lotus to get some life back.
I've just realised we have not been referring to him by his proper title.
Yeah, I was expecting it to be in the in his full the full name in the on screen, as I ain't gonna remember what it is if it's not. If I'm honest, I believe it's really very trustworthy, but I'm not sure on the actual thing. So if we could get that corrected, I
am inclined to agree. If you're not willing to commit it to your Dota name, then unfortunately we cannot.
I am reading these things on my screen live. Would you believe? That is literally what this is. So help me out here. And if not, then too bad. As they catch Time Twister again. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, no, it is Time Twister. He gets brought back and controlled by the axe. And I sense this was the game plan.
Yeah, it's working out well for them. They still got the Weaver farming up a tree.
Yeah.
On their own. Ian is doing a grand job down there. Nearly got the Deso. Too far to go now. Whilst the rest of the team just cleans up house. Putting some pressure on these two. This control of the map, forcing them out.
I don't know if you've switched over to net worth, but I have. And just look at the Tinker.
It's tough.
Look at the Tinker.
Tinker's on a kill spree.
Yeah, he's on 4-on-1, but he's ahead of 2 cores on the side of, and it just speaks for the pressure that Sitout of exerted across the map at this particular time, and will continue to do so because the bots are just there.
Just keeping everyone nice and healthy.
Sustains the push.
Ready to go all the time. Yeah, unbelievable. I think it is to be feared.
And this is the thing. I think that because the pressure was in the Gyro's lane, it's a tough ask now to come back. It's level 7 compared to what the Weaver level 11, right? If you're comparing lane by lane, this is because all the action was in that lane, and no space for him to actually farm or have really a second phase of the laning phase of that.
Yeah.
Because we're only 16 minutes in.
Even just to get the creeps would be better. Just to sit there without anyone else there.
Yeah.
Gonna be a Macropie place down.
Yeah, and a nice Ice Path as well, but Vi is in a bit of trouble on the Kotl. They do bring they actually switch target. The Storm now goes on to the Disruptor, but will just get ulted, and now is silenced up and controlled, and will go down. The Disruptor ult doing work there, and now a call onto the Timbersaw as well. Time Twister is unbelievably low. Innocent couldn't quite get the last click off, got caught by the Ice Path, so Will Beanie gets away. But we're 13-3, less than 20 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
And the advantage is over 10k, 11k advantage right now. The graph is just growing.
Yes.
The ways back into this one for OGs are shrinking rather quickly.
Beginning to be the slippery slope, isn't it? We're sliding, and we're falling.
Yeah.
As you say, when you.
And now an Axe Call comes out onto Time Twister on the back lines. Lovely spins as well. Will do a lot of damage, but now he is in trouble. He's a bit far up.
This could be a good kill.
We'll get the shield out as well, and the heals as well coming out from the Tinker,
Tower.
From the Holy Locket. But yeah, the tower will eventually take him down. Disruptor is also low. Will relocate Peebo, so he can't get the final clicks off onto him. And now Kunkka's in a little bit of trouble as well. They're chasing him down over the high ground, but they do still have a tower there, so can bring more Sitout. More
A kill's a
Sitout heroes
kill.
in. But yeah, this
That's one
time,
for nothing.
yeah, this time they don't chase too far when they get the axe, which is what happened last time. They went a bit overkill and then ended up losing the advantage that they gained.
It's, I believe, at least for this second, stop the bleeding.
Yes,
The
although
slope is no longer slippery, but it's still a slope.
this Weaver has an AD, so time to avoid a fight, although Time Twister could honestly just be killed in 3 hits, and he does, even before he can cast the full
Instant.
ice path. It does come out, but it's a bit late. And Ian Nasir, killing spree. That AD nasty for those supports. The Weaver just running onto the back lines, getting things done.
Yeah. A kill on the Tinker would be massive right now for them. As you said before, the gyro is just only Fred's Chrysalis, a long way behind.
I'm struggling to see how they kill the Weaver, and at a certain point the Weaver is going to do way too much damage to be able to, like, they have obviously like Storm and an Ice Path, right, to like kind of lock him, but it's not for that long. You need a lot to go right, I feel, to trap him.
I mean, I hate to say it, but I think before we even get to the Weaver, I'm not sure how the Tinker's a tricky kill at this point.
Yeah, as Wurrzag will be found by Peebo.
Disrupt is not very easy either.
Will silence him up and zip and get some damage out, and eventually does get him down, but Falcus with the counter initiation gets spins out, and Peebo has no mana. So, Pops... yeah, what was that? It was the Essence Ring, that was what was popped. It made the same sound as a Soul Ring. I was like, there's no way a Soul Ring, right? Even though it's the Essence Ring. And yeah, it does go down, and it's another dunk for Falcus as well.
So, your highest net worth core for their lowest?
Yeah.
Not the best. Not the best trade. Not the best trade. But it has bought some space. OG's kind of getting back into their jungle.
Yeah, and even more space now, as Sitout will take the Tormy in the top lane. Wurrzag will get that shard.
Yeah, it's a nice shard, that one.
That will make that def a little bit nicer. Even nicer than trading the enemy mid for it too.
Not that it needed making nice.
Let's see, Gyro. Yeah, going for the Ags next. It's just quite an uphill battle at the moment in terms of the net worth. But yeah, like you say, they have managed to get a bit more space along the map, around the map now, to be able to, potentially start the comeback. That's what is needed now for OGs. Need to just...
What do they do? Do they rely now on Sitout making mistakes, or is there something they can do to get them back into this game?
Well, Peebo needs to live here, firstly.
That was a lot of damage.
That was a lot of damage.
It was just bugs, wasn't it?
Yeah, bugs and a couple of clicks, and that was, half-life for Storm. It's very difficult. You kind of... I think you need to do what... The Gyro needs to do what is happening right now, which is just farm, farm, farm. And the other 4 heroes need to make as much space as possible. It's hard because you kind of want your Storm to get some more farm too. But you need to just take some kills when you can, or where you can. The issue is they are just very mobile. With the Tinker, Tinker can basically be anywhere, anytime, right? With
Yep.
you can just go again. So it's very difficult to, if they
keep your lane shoved in as well.
But it's also about not giving away too much now for the high ground defense. You kind of want them to feel like they need to go for Roche to get that advantage, if that makes sense, because that buys you time. They will know, or they should know now, that they're definitely doing Roche.
Yeah.
In fact, I think that circle is basically they must be here somewhere.
farm this side.
yeah, like farm here basically.
Be anywhere but there.
It's like you're not going to be able to contest this. You have to just like take what you can on the map. Like,
Yep.
say what you will about GFG, but we know what it's like to play from behind. That's basically the like the majority of our games we play from behind. And when you're in this situation, you just have to like try not to give away anything outside the base and defend high ground like your life depends on it basically. Because if you can turn a high ground fight, then then it gives you the confidence that you can go again. And if you lose the high ground fight, the game's over anyway. So you might as well make your stand there. It gives you the best possible chance to win.
End it quicker. Go to game 2.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, we learned that one the hard way yesterday in game 1.
Yes. That was slightly different. I felt more in that game than I have in some others, if that makes any sense. But I think we were definitely behind. Like looking at it again today, we were further behind than I think it felt at that time.
We were in a similar position to this, waiting for a high ground fight, and I foolishly TP'd into the whole enemy team and died, which kind of gave them an in and a free set of racks.
Yeah.
So OG's looking to not make the same mistakes.
Yeah, I think even
doing well to avoid the team sit out this far.
Yeah, and the gyro is still out there farming. Like, look at the cores. Like, they know exactly where they need to be to get this farm. Like, they all have TPs. They know they can go home. Yeah. So this is what you got to do, and you pressure in the other lanes. You give them something to think about.
Either go high ground or come back and defend. They've got to make a choice.
And they got to be careful here because there's bugs onto Vine. We either could just run up this high ground and shred them. It doesn't do so. But he could.
Gemini attacks is all it takes.
Yeah, and even the gyro is rotated down into their jungle now.
Jackie getting caught out and taunted up, getting washed back.
This could be the way in. Nice 4-star, lovely 4-star. Will now be brought back in though, and the dunk will come out. Larry is in as well, but yeah, will now go back up to the high ground. The other good thing about potentially, I guess, a good thing about being behind is that the other good thing about being behind is that you've not got long cooldowns on supports when you're behind either. As top lane, they're going to go into the Weaver. They get the Aegis, but it's now
that's a great pick-off.
They're now being controlled up, and the Storm is in big trouble because he's trapped within the ult of the Disruptor, and Falcus on the backlines also got Vi on the Kotl. Peebo has managed to get out, which is incredible escape from Peebo. Well played, but now they can siege the base without too much contest. They need to, glyph this.
That was an honest 5v5.
And Vi is brought back, so Peebo will pull the axe back in, and this could be Falcus going down because it's just so much damage. The trap will come out to try and stop the chase, but Time Twister eventually gets the kill. Larry has balls of steel, goes up to the high ground, but now gets stunned up before he can chain away, and now needs to Yules. Is that a self-Yules? Yes, it is. He Yules himself up, but now gets pulled back down with the chain, but does go down in the end, and Peebo's now in trouble. Escaped on no life last time. And I think the Disruptor sent him back then, actually. I think the Disruptor sent him back, but because his original location was closer to his base, I think that's helped him out. So it's offlaner for offlaner, but they did get the Aegis, but Vi also bought back on the other side. So I think kind of even overall as they bring Time Twister down. Oh, now the X Mark will be back into the boat.
The wrong way.
Yeah. And now goes down. And that might need to be another buyback for the Jackie. As they struggle to hold.
Need the timber. I think this is goodbye to a Rax.
Yeah.
Deso 6 charges already. Yeah, not looking good. It was a great fight from OGs. Good initiation and everything. Axe is on his own. They've spotted that.
They're going to try and take Falcus down. They will get him down again. The chase comes across now. Yeah, nice. Nice.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. They managed to even it up. They got the Aegis, which is a great kill. Fantastic kill. Evening it up, but just that little overextension from Timber at the end. I think has cost them.
That second kill onto the axe is worth quite a bit as well.
Definitely.
But yeah, the win probability is not kind right now for OGs as it stands. Around 95% in favour of Sitout.
They've managed to bring back the XP advantage, so that's basically back down to nil. So that's good.
Yeah.
That's one of the 3 lines you need.
Yeah, they've got this constant issue with the bottom lane now, but they do have good heroes to push it back out as well. So
Yeah, they got plenty of wave clear. Plenty of that. Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
yeah, I guess, yeah, I feel like this is. Now I'm thinking about it. Obviously they were defending us too in this bottom lane, and I said about the Weaver like being able to jump in. Obviously they got the kill onto him, but it was the kill that ultimately broke the high ground because Sitout were all there. I don't think OGs were ready to fight. And realistically,
Yeah.
when you've got like macro Kotl, Ice Path, just fucking Jakiro, I feel like you should be able to like sit quite far back and still push these waves out, like make them have to
Yeah.
commit quite far. But if your team's not behind you and they figure that out, then you're in big trouble.
Oh.
And speaking of big trouble, Larry's he got himself up to the high ground, but he's actually been glimpsed back with a lovely glimpse. They lift him up and trap him up as well. Now he uses himself. Pivo's picking up a tower in the meantime, but yeah, we'll get controlled up by Seething as well. And so that's an unfortunate kill. Does have buyback and probably have to use it, I would imagine. I mean, this Weaver is just tormenting these 2 supports in the middle lane. He can basically kill them any time.
Can't touch it.
There is an AD, I think, sitting here
Yeah.
as well. As everybody heads back. I mean, Larry's only got 20 seconds on death timer as well, so it might be worth waiting for that too. Yeah, I mean,
There are a few nice kill streaks on Sitout. If OGs can get those, does bring
Yeah.
them back. You see, Gyro is now above the axe. And,
yes.
and Storm, they're making their way up. It's slow progress, but it's.
Well, what I was
it's
going to say
progress,
actually
nonetheless.
is that the sort of lead has kind of stagnated for a while. So
Yeah,
it's not really grown, and that's a testament to the fact that OG's managed to get out on the map and actually, get some farm for the gyro as much as anything else.
Going for a
Pivo now
little
goes in
down
onto the
the
back
back
lines.
play.
We'll get onto the Tinker, but gets Disruptor ulted immediately. That is the plan from Sitout. Lulu is still really,
Lovely
really low,
macro.
but Tinker is going to get out of this one and just walk away, although Pivo's back in with the buyback, but Gyro's gone down on the other side as well. Pivo's just clicking him for his life, but Ian is here with a triple kill on the other side, and now Pivo's in big, big trouble. Can he get the axe as well? Axe glimmered up and blinked through the trees. He's on like 9 HP, and now they'll just control him up. They're going to try and get the Weaver instead. Pivo cannot just finish up any of these really low heroes, and that is an ultra kill for Ian Nasir, who will, I'm sure, dive the barracks now for the potential for a rampage, although it could cost him his life. The Jakiro, no, he does get it. He goes down afterwards. Ian Nasir, 9-1, gets the rampage before dying to the tower.
Well, that does slow the push. I don't know if it slows it enough. Shakiro is going to buy back, come back in.
Yeah, they will have Gyro and Larry back up, but that was a dieback on Peebo in that last fight. And Axe instantly calls the Gyro. Does get the Gyro, the Jakiro, sorry, does get
he's on the back line.
Yeah, he is, onto Seething as well. They do get Axe
dead.
in the end. That's nice damage from Larry onto the Axe. And I think Sitout will take that as their cue to leave. They didn't actually manage to get the tower in that lane either, so not really much objective taken, but there are serious creeps in the base. Larry unfortunately misses the timber chain on that occasion, so won't be able to catch up. Now goes through, but will get sent back before he can put up any kind of chase. And that is just a very frustrating Timbersaw game, to be honest. That feels frustrating as hell, and I'm just watching it. Christ. But yeah.
So that was, what, three buybacks used.
Yeah, and they got some
Huge
serious
damage.
damage onto the tier 4s as well, just because the creeps were leaking into the base in the meantime. But no, but that is, I think you're fine with that ultimately, because
Yeah,
you all hands on deck to defend that top lane.
they kept the top lane. I guess the net worth has not really changed much. It's only a couple thousand, which at this point isn't loads. Yeah, considering the amount of buybacks, it's a good trade. Good trade. It's a hold. I just have to do it again now. Probably 3 or 4 more times.
Yeah.
Gonna find Wurzag here. Who
Yeah,
goes
but
invis,
Peebo
and
gets
the three of
controlled
them-
instantly, and now they both get silenced, and Peebo is just in big trouble once again in this disruptor, and he doesn't have buyback, remember, that's 70 seconds without your Storm Spirit, and now
Yeah.
Weaver is just emboldened to chase down the supports. Uphill miss saves Vi's life, but on the other side, oh no, he does go
Again.
down to the bugs in the end, and on the other side, Timbersaw does get caught. They will get Wurzag in the end, as Flowzone in the
Flowzone
gyrocopter
take him down.
is on the back line, but they have called GG. Yes, there we go. It does actually. There was still some fighting going on, but it looks like, you know, what was felt inevitable for a little while there. Team Sitout take game 1 in this best of 2.
Yeah, completely dominant. I think they took an early lead, had a clear game plan, and executed it really well.
Yeah.
Seething going 4-0, not dying at all. But Ian Nazir with 11-1, only dying to secure a rampage at the end there. I think they'll be excused for the one death. Yeah, completely convincing.
All the control is just on like one side here. They like can reposition you. They like are really hard to lock down. They have the, you know, the combination of the X mark, the disruptor, glimpse. Then you can just get called up. It just sets it up so nicely. And then you've got the Tinkerbots the whole time just healing the team. I don't know what the heal was. Yeah, 21k. Like, that is like, what do you do? Like, honestly, what do you do? If somebody knows, please tell me. I'm gonna ban this.
I can tell you right now. That's what you do. You ban it. You don't let
I
that
am
shit
not
in.
letting. I don't want this to happen. But it's a risk, I guess, of letting something else through, and that's what, you know. If you're a
Or
good
alternatively,
team.
you go for the AA and don't let them heal.
Yeah, I feel like you still have a difficult time.
It's still so rough.
It still feels
Still
hard.
so rough.
Yeah.
You want to dish out an MVP for us?
Well, oh god, I don't even know where to start, to be honest. It was a very comprehensive performance. I feel like, I mean, for the Rampage alone, maybe the Weaver, just basically uncontested, but it felt very, and it's a game where it was just enabled to be this like glass cannon damage dealing hero.
Yeah.
I mean, a shout out to the Tinker. I think there was some really nice glimpses and repositions from Wurzag as well. So maybe the Disruptor, just as like a, you know, a hero that's in this game had a difficult job of executing what they wanted to do, but set up nice things for the Axe. Really good ults as well to stop the Storm. So maybe Wurzag, just for like a different choice than obviously the hero that clearly.
This is it. Like, Nazir did well, but was also gifted, you know, free lane essentially and free farm by the rest of their team. So that's kind of what you expect if you get that much advantage. But yeah, as you say, a complete team performance there. Everyone doing their bit. It's lovely stuff.
Oh, right. Well, we'll take a quick break then between games. So let's go. I don't have anything else set up, but I really had no time. We'll give you some time to prepare for game 2. We're going to get a drink, so don't go anywhere. We will be back very, very soon with game 2 between OGs and Sitout. See you in a moment. welcome back to the GFG Invitational 2025. We had a barnstorming game one where Sitout ran out winners against OGs in this best of two series in the group stage. Both teams have only drawn their games so far, so it remains to be seen if this will be another one. As I realise I'm talking over the sounds of the thing. I need to change the logos. This is wrong. 2 seconds, Ted. You're seeing behind the curtain here. There's OGs. There we go. Lovely stuff. Cool. We're back in the game, guys. We're back in the game.
We're back in.
Right.
We're locked in.
So we're just waiting for everybody to come back from a little break. Natural that the players will take a little one between the games. For OGs, need to reset and prepare to go again. What do you think? What do you think?
I think they just need to put it behind them.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't the best display for OGs, and they're definitely capable of better than that. So put it behind them, chalk it up as an L, move on to the next one.
Yeah. And take the Tinker out, really.
Yeah, ban the Tinker.
I think like if you lose 2 games to that, you're going to be sad. I would definitely have probably taken it out in game 1 anyway, but I respect the idea of like I feel like on the one hand, respect banning, you know, you are limiting what other bans for like the heroes you want to play. But at the same time, they've all gone. OG's all gone. Their virus restarting species.
Get Vi back in.
Yeah. But I feel like also I understand the wanting to potentially like, okay, we see your Tinker, we know you're probably going to take it, so can we deal with it? But I think in that game they just didn't have the heroes to deal with it. And I say that as someone who just doesn't. I mean, I would be in the former camp of banning it for the exact reason that I don't really know how to deal with it. So.
I mean, the only thing I can think is AA, but as you say, that's not.
I feel it still takes too much damage from the Tinker. Like, I guess like a well-placed Ice Blast will help, but
the Ice Blast is good, but it's on a much longer cooldown than a rearmable March of the Machines.
Yeah, precisely. Yeah, we're just waiting for everybody to be ready. Looks like Seething is back as well, so they will have Capitan back again. Yeah, so
on the road.
We can get into the draft for game number 2 as we wait for the players to connect. But we should expect the Tinker probably to be banned unless they think they've got an answer for it a game later that they didn't pick last time out. OG's obviously prioritizing the Jakiro last time, but with everything swapped over, Sitout now have first pick, but that does which does give OG's last pick, and they do take the Tinker out and the Necrophos, so that's already some respect for the Tinker, which is completely fair.
They said needed to be done, and they've done it. So
and the count and the Puck and Oracle bans same as last time for Sitout. No changes there. Respect banning Vi's Oracle and Peebo's Puck. So well worth it.
There are also things that need to be done.
For sure. So this is probably the point where we could see some potentially new bans, because we obviously have the Tinker in there instead, although OGs last time they took the Leshrac out a bit later but decided to go earlier this time. Interesting to see if they do anything with the Kunkka, just because Seething didn't die in the last game on Kunkka and also played it for OGs twice, so they obviously know how good of a hero that is for him.
Yeah.
But it's whether it's worth banning over some of the other difficult things, because you still have the fact that EA Nasir was really uncontested on Weaver anyway. feels very difficult to know where to go. They do ban the
It's
disruptor.
tricky, isn't it? I think what they have to avoid is letting Sitout get as much control as they had the last game. And Kunkka for sure provides a lot of that control. But so did Disruptor, which they've now banned out. So they're going to make them do it in a different way. Whether Sitout have that in their toolbox to be able to do it
Wraith King is banned,
with other heroes.
and that means Clockwork is still in the pool. The other heroes that were banned by this phase last time was Abaddon as well. And it looks like Sitout will take the Jackie off of OG. So Jakiro picked, but for Sitout this time.
And that will mean Jackie continues to be the most picked hero,
Yeah.
or the most contested hero. Understandable.
10 seconds. 5 seconds.
It does mean OGs, if they feel comfortable, could go for the Abaddon, which we learned yesterday basically just purges the Jackie shit off all the time.
Yeah.
But instead, it's an IO. How exciting.
That is tremendously exciting. What will they pair that with?
Wow, there's quite a few different options. They could go Gyro again.
Are they going to try it again? Run it back? Are they going to go with a Marcy?
5 seconds.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll find out.
Zalapa says Flow Zone IO, and then it'll be offlane IO calling it now. So we'll see if that is true.
Offlane IO. Offlane is in P3.
Hey, I don't know, man.
That
don't
is
know.
intriguing.
We're 10 seconds out.
I am excited to see if that's the case.
5 seconds.
Storm getting banned out. They didn't like the Storm.
No, I mean, it did get
That's fair
stuff done, and without the Disruptor, definitely feels worse without Disruptor to reposition and also trap him in the big ults, and that's really what helped them kill him last time. Bristle was also banned by Sitout last game too. So what's left in is the Warlock for that hasn't been banned by Sitout that was played last time. The other thing still in the pool from a carry perspective is Lifestealer yet to be banned. Which you would expect potentially to be there. Obviously, the Clock made it through. They take the Kunker out, so that is 3 out of the 5 heroes played last game by Team Sitout. And I do go for the Marcy, so it is the IO Marcy pair.
Marcy. Okay. Okay. I have lost many times to an IO Marcy lane. Many times.
Many
And
times.
very, very badly.
Yeah.
In fact, I don't think I've ever won against an IO Marcy lane.
I think
Now I'm bad at the game. So.
we have won against the Mayo RC. Mayo RC? Wow. IO Marcy game. Jesus. What's happening to me? As the Clockwork gets picked. So this was one of the bans last time by OGs. Left in favour of banning some of their other heroes, and actually picked up this time by Sitout. Sorry, we have one. Mayo Marcy. IO Marcy. We have one against the game with it in, but I don't think we've won a lane with it in. Because it's very
strong.
I feel like you have to be very, very careful, or having the right combination to deal with it.
Yeah.
But I already like the supports on Sitout. I like the Clock Jackie. This is something like, and then they'll get Falcus's axe again, so it's back for more.
So the Clockwork is obviously very strong at the moment. I don't know who's going to go in the off lane against this IMRC, but if it's Jakiro, I've played Jakiro into that, and just the regen that those two hero gets just completely nullifies. You feel like Jakiro is meant to be really good in the lane because it has so much damage available, but against the kind of sustain of the lineup you're up against, it's not as effective. So that is a good counter to that. But again, they could just take the clockwork and try and control them. Just
I
not
do
die to them
I
rather
do
than trying to kill them.
wonder whether it will be Jakiro Axe in
Yeah,
the off lane, because that was what it. No, OG's had Jakiro last time. It was
I wouldn't be convinced
Axe
about putting
Tinker,
2
wasn't it?
melees in the off lane.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think you have to go Jakiro Axe, but it's
Because
tough.
you've
It's a
still
tricky one.
got, yeah. So, but then this might be like an off lane IO Marcy, right? Or because this is what the
Could be.
Zalapa in the chat is mentioning as well.
Be.
Radiant's turn to pick.
Veno.
Be and Venno. Okay.
I feel like
Again,
Time played
not a
this.
particularly common hero.
I feel like Time played this in OG's series against Spherical, I want to say. Yes, played it in the game they won against Spherical. Went 5-7-32. Not a bad score at
Right.
all.
Yeah.
Um,
Very respectable.
very nice, especially in a dub. 32 assists, highest in the game. That was with Vi on Jakiro, but they also had a Nature's Prophet in that game as they go for the Tide Hunter for Larry in the off lane.
I'm liking this a lot more from OGs. They have a lot more control. They don't just have to, rely on running at them, I guess. Yeah, the Tide Hunter is a good initiation. The Venomancer keeps them all there. You've got plenty of damage with IOMRC. It's good. It's looking complete already, and they've still got a hero to go.
Yeah.
Sitout have gone for the more traditionally good heroes.
I mean, if I'm Sitout, I'm not unhappy with the draft I have. I
No,
don't, but
absolutely.
what I don't know if I'm in their position, which maybe Seething, and the rest know a bit better than I will know, is whether they have the tools already to deal with IOMRC or whether they need to pick something. And that's the good
Yeah.
thing. They've got these two. They got last pick as well, right? So, oh no, OGs do.
I think
Sorry. So they got the next 2 picks to try and basically deal with this potential, like,
yeah.
potential unkillable snowball lane.
I think that acts as a good shout, but I'm not sure if it out damages the lifesteal from Marcy, especially with more regen coming in.
Dire gets to ban.
I haven't seen it.
Drow.
Drow certainly does a lot of damage, so that is excellent. Silence is nice. A well-timed one is always beneficial.
Yeah.
Radiant's up. Ban
The other thing to remember about the IO, of course, is the spell that I always forget to use whenever I'm fortunate enough to play it is the relocate.
Yeah,
So you also, with the Drow, I feel like you've got quite a, despite being a ranged hero that wants to be at the back, you've got a few tools with the silence and stuff to be able to deal with someone jumping on you. Obviously, it's not ideal, but this is what's going to probably happen, right? They're going to reload in behind and try and do some shenanigans. So you've got the silence and stuff to be able to deal with it, but
yeah. It buys you a little bit of space. It depends.
and
I
things
mean,
like
the IO gives the move speed as well, so they can just kind of run you down. But that little extra second can sometimes
10
prove
seconds.
vital.
yeah, I think 4 staffs are going to be needed
5
here,
seconds.
Oh, definitely.
and Hurricane
Definitely.
Pike
Dire's choice.
as they
Let's go to
take
the
out
second.
Sniper,
A lot of heroes to choose from.
which actually a little lad behind all these 4 blinking away. Yeah,
Yeah.
fair enough. And the Ember ban as well. So nice. And meanwhile they take out Huskar, but they will go Quap, which is obviously Seething's hero. His pool was shrinking a little just because of the just the the Kunkka ban, Necro ban, Lesh ban, already early doors.
Oh, I'm worried that there's not enough
10 seconds
beef
left.
on Team Sitout here.
Hmm.
5
They're a little
seconds.
squishy.
4,
They do feel quite squishy.
Quap can take a lot of damage as a Kamaya. proved in our game yesterday. So there's something to be said for that. But caught out of position. Too bad. What are OG's going to finish their lineup with?
Welcome to another exciting game of Dota.
Leaving it to the last second. Sand King
Sand King.
comes out.
Okay. Well, we have a game. We have a bloody game. Flow Zone on the IO. Vi Marcy. Yeah, it was Time Twister Veno. Larry, Tide, and Peebo, so mid sanking them. Into Quap.
Sand King into Quap. Is that any good?
Well-
I trust in Peebo's performance after the last game. And I'm going to go with the same logic as I did last game. If I understand the OG's lineup, I see how it works together. I feel with Sitout, relying a lot on these axe initiations.
10 seconds. Just
And
enough
if
to
they
avoid quick places.
ever get behind and OG start making a move and initiating on them, it's going to be very tough very quickly. Because
Yeah.
I think they've got plenty of damage to take down these heroes.
What I will say is this game, the team fights could be quite huge, for the simple fact that you have like
Yeah.
Jackie, Clock, Axe, Quap, Tide, Sand King, and then Veno, and
Yeah.
then whatever the hell
Yeah.
this like IO Marcy shit is gonna do, right? Like,
Yep.
this could be quite brawly in the middle of the game. So let's see how it
Yeah,
goes.
Going to be brutal, isn't it? Actually.
And it could really just be the execution of the fights that could make all the difference. But predictions are open, so if you want to bet your beans,
Yes, indeed.
so
Put the beans on the table.
looks like there's 1.7k one way, so there is a value bet currently, as they will run out soon. As
Here we go.
Okay, well, let's see what this game has in store for us. We have.
Why don't you run us down who's on who in this second game of the series?
Yes, sir. We have, on the dire side this time, as Team Sitout, they have Wurzag on Clockwork. They have Falcus on Axe, standing in on the off lane. We have Lulu playing the Jackie this time. Seething, Admiral Seething on the Quap. And Ian Nasir on the Drow Ranger. And meanwhile, for OGs looking to draw the series for yet another draw in the tournament, Peebo is playing this Sand King, Time Twister on the Veno. Vi is playing Marcy, Flowzone IO, and Larry Llama is playing Tide. And we're just in time because they are getting involved, although they have... See, this is what I was watching back our games as the brawl begins, so I will cast it properly in a moment, as all 10 heroes are here and are just looking at each other up and down this high ground.
30 seconds.
So not actually much to cast. So Larry here, so yesterday when I was watching back our game,
Yep.
on the Tide, Falcus had leveled Anchor Smash early doors, and I think it was actually Ian Nasir and Seething and potentially one other who are casting, apologies, can't remember everybody, said if he'd have held it for Gush instead, they might have been able to get the kill. And I feel like that was the same again here. So
Yeah, the slow and the armor reduction
could have
I
been
think it's
huge. as
much
they do.
more value at this early stage of the game.
Yeah.
Can we just take a second to point out I was incorrect. Is at IO Marcy lane, but it's not carry Marcy, it's carry IO.
Yeah. Flowzone on IO in this game. Yes. So I'm glad
I'm
that
not sure if
bit
I'm
of-
as keen about that.
No. Well, we'll see how effective it can be. As middle lane, already stuns coming out on Peebo onto Seething. And another thing that I picked up from watching the cast back from yesterday, Seething does not like the dagger build on Quap. Was not happy with Kamaya for going 2 points in dagger. Because the Tusk could just snowball the damage off, which is fair. And I have to take responsibility for that because I told Kamai to do that. So that's on me. I know, you know, he is capable of, he is our best player, and so, you know, he could override me, but that, I feel like it might have been my fault. So apologies for that. As those apologies are out of the way, we've got a bit of brawl going in this top lane, but bottom lane as well
Indeed.
will be one to watch with this Io Marcy getting involved.
Look, with the cogs coming out.
Yeah,
Pushes them
Venom's
back
in
into the
big
drow.
trouble.
One
Time
more
Twister,
click.
oh, does sustain themselves alive, I think, with the Fairy Fire for a moment, but Time Twister will be first blood. Does go onto the clock rather than the drow, so not all bad. And I think a lot of focus for OGs will be on this bottom lane, which was actually, it was their safe lane that did in some ways struggle last time around as they pull Falcus back in, and now the damage amp from the Io, and they're just clicking Falcus down, but not quite enough damage. They get blood grenaded in return by Lulu.
Lots of damage coming out though. It's nice to see.
Yeah, so
Not the way you'd think that would go in the lane, would it?
no. Yeah, as Kamaya in the chat
yes.
says, hindsight is a wonderful thing, and it certainly is. Yeah, sorry about that one, Chief. That is on me. We won. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. And yeah, so I doubt Seething. What I was basically saying is I doubt Seething here hasn't leveled a point on it already. Level 3 hasn't got points, so yeah, not a build that he will go for. Oh yeah, last hit. Sorry guys. I remembered it first game, so I'm bound to forget it second game. Apologies. Please keep reminding me of these things. When you want net worth, just shout. Okay, that's what I'm here. That's why I'm here, to give you what you need.
Making sure everyone's on their toes.
Yeah. I mean, it's I get like a
We
post.
can't be doing all the work here.
I get like a post-match stats thing via email from Twitch, and it'll bump my stats up if people keep commenting or chatting in the chat. So maybe I should just deliberately forget it in future, as Marcy will get battle hungered up, is taking quite a bit of damage from that.
And Io not doing very well on the old last hits here. Now they're up,
Yeah.
falling down a tad.
Yeah, it's not a hero that, I mean, I feel like you're gonna. Oh, it's just walked into the Jakiro damage there. Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's.
It's tough. It's
This is
61 damage. Yeah, it's not
like the last hit.
best.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get out. The comment from the chat anyway is that the last hit animation is a bit whack, so it is going to be difficult. My brain was
ball
just
just
processing what I was seeing there. It has been a rather long day. Okay. But only the one kill to start with, 4 minutes in, as although I
dead Vi.
may have spoken too soon, as Vi is taking lots of damage, will now leap the Io away as well. Flowzone will body block and be in the way. And there's a tips going on in the top lane, and Falcus also getting a tip off as well, but the Battle Hunger comes back out, and it just does so much damage, but now gets purged off as he gets the last hit, I think. So
Yeah.
this was probably a bit more what I was expecting, though, from Game 1 as well. Game 1 seemed to get out of hand quite quickly, but I was expecting a bit more of a, not passive game, but the teams to settle down a little bit. But Flowzone is in big trouble. This offlane is not having a fun time. Axe and Jackie are really dominating at the moment. They will heal back up, but
Yeah, they've been in this tricky spot where they're just kind of permanently low. Struggling to get back to full HP, and who you are, you can't contest in the lane particularly well.
you know what I'm really excited for? I'm excited for the Sand King. He's like quite up there on the last hits at the moment. I'm excited for him to get involved elsewhere as Marcy goes in onto the axe and we'll get some punches off. Now the damage amp is out as well, but Vi is having to run away. They're pushing the length of the tether to the absolute limit here. Meanwhile, top lane, Larry having a tough time. Gets killed by Wurzag as we were focusing on the bottom lane. They're both low once again here. They did do quite a bit of damage to the axe, but nothing doing. Let's see where Tide died. Looks like it was up towards one of the camps, so I'm guessing just the cogs trap in. Maybe some battery assault action.
Yeah. Level 2 in the multi-shot.
And bottom
now
lane,
does quite
Flowzone's
a
been
bit
left
of
on his
damage.
own. Vi went to go and, I think, block a camp, de-ward, do something, and the Bowhunger is only just... He's on like 60 HP.
Playing with fire.
Axe already with the phase boots as well. Yeah, this is a tough lane as the Battle comes back out again. Oh, and yeah, I was gonna say Flowzone was gonna die to the Jakiro damage even if he didn't
Yeah.
get called up as well there.
By trying to get someone in under the tower. But to no avail this time. Flowzone pulls out the angry beeps. Yeah, and a much more, no, a little bit more sedate start to the game.
Yeah, I fear
That
that
last game.
this top lane once again for the Drow into the Tide is going very, very well. I've seen some chat as well in the chat about it. That yeah, it's gonna be difficult for the Tide to get very much with the damage from the Drow. As Lulu
Yeah, only has the 1 point in Kraken Shell for
can
the
wait.
minute, so
Yeah,
won't they go on him again? Gets Cogs back up.
it
And
should.
she's scoot away. She has the phase boots now, which will help.
Right, they're gonna try.
Stack in the jungle.
They tried to set up onto Falcus bottom, but it just actually couldn't get in range of the axe, especially
Not enough.
when he's already got the phase boots up and about. He's very mobile. I can't quite catch up to him. So nothing doing there. Seething with the arcane rune as well, popped. Wonder if he'll try to use that rotate with the max scream of pain and the ult as well. And actually, Peebo is just farming up there. These are big stacks though for Peebo. Look at this. This is huge. Time
Yeah.
Twist has been doing some work
Seething's
in here.
coming in to
Yeah.
interrupt.
And we'll take that.
Takes
That's
a few.
that. I think he knows he's
Got the
there.
shield rune,
They
so
do
he doesn't
get-
care.
It was a nice gale from Time Twister, so we'll slow him down. I think that just revealed that
Where's
they had
Axe come
vision
bottom?
there. Yeah,
But he hasn't managed to achieve anything.
I think this Drow is absolutely fine, and I think that's why. It's probably like you could probably
Onto the axe bottom. Getting it very low.
Oh,
Couple more flicks.
Falcus,
Oh, the slow out from
will
the
go
Venom.
down, and the kill onto Flowzone as well, crucially, which will help the IO plan no end. The first kill of the
Yeah,
game
that
for
was-
OGs goes.
That was a nice rotation.
Oh, middle lane. Oh, misses the ult. The Quap misses the ult, and now Larry Lama is in, so they do eventually get Peebo, but Seeding will go down, and Larry will get a much-needed kill with the Ravage, and gives the tip for good measure.
I missed that one. Was it the Quap ult that missed?
Yeah, Sanking just under the sandstorm managed to wriggle out to like over here, make his way out of there. Does go down to the scream in the end anyway, but Larry gave the opportunity for Larry to come in and yeah, ravage and get the kill.
And honestly, if you're EA Nazir, you're loving life.
This is the
Really
second
are.
game in a row where the fight is taken away from your lane, and you kind of have a.
You just do what you like. You're
Yeah.
harassing this Tide Hunter. I say this, he's now getting gone on.
Yeah, they will actually, jump
Marcy's
onto him with the
in.
Marcy as well. But now the Marcy gets cogsed up and trapped up by the clockwork. Manages to walk back through the cogs. They get the slow onto
Jakiro's
Inus
done.
here as well. A nice Jakiro stun locks him down along with the battery assault. Will get the kill.
Kubo's coming in on the back lines.
It's a nice way to take it down. I think he thought about the epicenter there, but he's not quite in range. If he sees the drow, I think he will go for it. I think he knows
Yeah,
where
gonna
they
get
are.
caught up now.
Oh, silence out
Gets
from the drow though,
silenced.
so he won't be able to do anything. He continues to walk in, and now is stuck in like Cog's macro pyre hell. Might see the clockwork, gets the stun out onto him, but it's quite low. And all of the heroes, that's a 3 kill spree that Wurzag managed to pick up in all of these engagements. So not a bad kill at all for
Moxie now
OGs
as
to
well.
get. But yeah, I think we need to get out of this situation if we can. The epicenter is out,
That's a big
and they
goal.
blink onto the Jakiro, and it's still going despite the silences. It does get the kill onto the Jakiro, and the Drow does go down as well. Now Quap is in big trouble, although Axe has rotated in.
And one.
And this fractured fight is actually benefiting OGs quite a lot. Nice blink out from Seething. The damage might not be there. It might get killed by the neutrals? The poison? Oh, not quite. Now Falcus has been left on his own. Came back in to
Yeah,
help
it's
his team,
3-1.
but nothing doing
Can
now.
he get it though? There's
And
one.
does get one in reply. Marcy will go down. The Sandstorm
Not dead yet.
is going to run out of, but in 2 seconds, Peebo will have the stun back up. Does get it before the cogs can come out. Now Peebo will try and TP out, but there is a Jakiro right there. And in fact, Seething will come back in, despite being on low HP. He's got full mana, wants to get involved, and he might actually be able to come and try and get the Time Twister here as well. Time Twister will turn and try and get some damage out onto Seething, but it won't be enough with the wards, and they go down. So kind of a similar fight to one of the fights in the last game where OG's just there too long. No way of getting out from this spot behind where behind the tower where the Tormentor is, and made the most of it, but need to get out a bit
It's
sooner.
tricky because these heroes are just kind of leaving on very low health, and you think, oh, I just chase them down, I can finish off that kill. But at this early stage of the game, by the time you do that, the other heroes you've just killed have respawned and then TPing back in. And after all of that chasing and running and whatever, it's 4 kills apiece, and there's not much change in the net worth. So we could have all stayed farming in the jungle or something and forgotten all about it.
Yeah. Or managed to get out with,
Quit
a
whilst
couple
you're
of kills.
ahead.
Yeah, and I think actually, I mean, the epicenter back in is not bad at all because it does pick up the Jakiro and they do eventually get the Drow, but it's when Falcus TP's in,
Yeah.
I think they decided that they wanted to get a bit more. They thought he was on his own, but yeah, like you say with the respawn timers, there's Battle Hunger
Some
up
action
on.
on TB.
Yeah, they get a nice Ice Path down, but that's a nice epicenter stun. Gets big damage out. The Veno ult is out as well, and the Gush will slow Falcus down. And
Yeah,
that's
goes
big
down.
damage. So yeah, Falcus down for this one. But this is a lovely little double for Seething. Although he doesn't get the second kill, Lulu will have that go their way instead. Ice Path won't land, but blinking away. And I don't think this poison is going to do enough anyway
No.
to get the kill. But that was lovely from Seething, a lovely 2-person ult. And obviously Larry casting the Ravage right before death there, but it doesn't really set anything up.
Seemed like a bit of a panic ravage.
I mean, if it comes off, I guess it stops the Quap ult for the split second. You can try and get away. Maybe makes it less
Yeah.
good, question mark. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's just unfortunate timing, like it's right as he died. It's one of those situations where it's like, I wish it cancelled because I died before it could go off,
Yeah.
I had one of those the other day, and I was really fucking annoyed that my spell came off before I died because I was stunned up or something, chain stunned, and then in the split second I wasn't chain stunned, I cast my big spell and then I died. I was like, well, this is fucking shit. The game should just know I just want to die now. Let me go, let me go.
Rest in peace.
So, I guess the play here is obviously they were talking about it a bit in the chat as well. The Helm of the Dominator for the IO. And just farming. It's like farming ancients with the old orbs.
Straight onto the axe.
Yeah. Be interesting to see when because Flowzone's got a bit more space and time in this game than last because it's not all happening in his lane. They actually did a good job bringing it up to the Drow's lane this time on OGs as well. So that was a change from last time. We were actually right before that saying how EA Nasir was having a great time, but then the brawl started up top. So
Yeah, he got caught up in it.
as the Sanking will solo smoke up, does have Epicenter and Blink online. Larry 30 seconds from Ravage and has the already has the anchor, so this will be nice. And this Drow is in big trouble, goes down, huge kill for OGs. That's lovely little moves. Sanking didn't even have to use ult on that one, and they have to drop the ice path to cover the retreat of the supports. So a nice kill. Should set up this tower. I don't think they'll want to contest with the Drow down. 20 seconds. They'll probably try and get Falcus to put some pressure bottom lane, as Io is just farming. And so
Yeah, so if I understand correctly, the IO now has Shard, which means that the farming speed should increase rather rapidly, as it does damage to enemies touching the tether.
And that's why he's got the Helm of the Dominator 4, right? So he just...
Well, he's got the Helm of the Dominator.
So he tethers to his creep, he does damage, and he's got the orbs for good measure as well. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah. And he's got the axe queued up, so he gets 3 orbs. And then I guess we wait for level 25.
They smoke up on the Tide and the Marcy. So they might try and contest this middle lane. There are quite a few sit-out
they're coming
heroes
down.
here. They got that top tower. Larry
It's up
does have the
above.
Ravage. No Blink just yet, but Ravage is there.
Yeah, he's going to have to waddle in. He's chosen to go for the dead in the water first, which is fantastic.
Yeah,
Does
I
that
mean,
stop you from blinking on Quap? Is that how that works? Or can you still blink?
I think it stops you from blinking. Yeah, they're leashed, right? So, and they find the Drow again, actually, and they've leashed him up, and this is huge because the slows as well. But the Clockwork will come in. That's a nice 3-man cogs. Oh, and Epicenter couldn't quite come off. That was huge from Seething, and Peebo will quite rightly just TP out. They do lose 2,
Great
and
TP.
the Drow stays alive, not going the way of OGs, just because of that team fight that they have, and the AD
Yes.
Sonic Wave coming in from Seething. Lucky
That's a bit
to
brutal.
get anyone out of that fight alive.
It's
And
a
that's-
lovely setup from Wurzak. It's a lovely setup.
Well, this is what the clock gives you if you don't. This is what the clock.
Actually, on
the
to
clock,
3 is
Yeah, it's why it's so banned, so highly banned, because it's just a very disruptive hero. In like all games, it's just disruptive.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
and
They're looking to trade the mid for the top. They can.
yeah, I think they will. They TP Larry back up, and they're smoked up.
I need to make sure they don't
They smoke
get
up
caught out.
on. Oh, both smokes break, so they know someone's up there. Vi needs to be very careful
Oh.
because they're all there. Now, Seeding
Right.
will blink aggressively up to the high ground. Does get leashed up by the Tide, but is just tied up there for now. Larry will pop the Ravage, but there's no follow-up just yet. The team are making their way over. The Drow, the Quap eventually gets the leash off, but it now gets stunned up and controlled, and Seeding will go down. 3 kill streak going the way of Time Twister. That's
down.
huge. They just got to be careful from this big damage now. Flow Zone is
Flow
in,
is in.
quite near the front, and Clock is looking to TP out as well. They will get
Oh.
the stun off just in time. Was that a bash from Roche that stunned him?
It was a bash from Roche.
The Roche bash. the 6th hero of OGs. Stops him from TPing out, and they do
no.
eventually get the kill.
Yeah, I managed to get the reload out.
Yeah, stop fighting in my pit. I live here. Fuck off. And the advantage is now, that was a 2k swing. The advantage is less than 1k now in favor of Sitout.
Yeah.
So the game
And
is...
Peebo's sitting at the top of the net worth as well.
Oh,
It's lovely.
oh yeah. Yeah, a huge
Flowzone-
fight.
Flowzone catching up.
No,
But there's
they-
not much in it.
Gonna get Vi in the middle lane here. Falcus has called him up, but the stun misses from
Dagon. Dagon
Lulu
too.
there. But
Yeah, I think the blink was only 2 inches in that last fight because of the old dead in the water. I don't
No,
know if that's how that works.
no, you can't blink with Dead in the Water. But he
You can't blink at all.
No, because you're leashed. This is why it's so strong.
Ah.
but it's like one of those things where as Peebo is going to get found out here and killed, and that
Yeah.
is going to
They had
reset some
vision
of the
there.
advantage. Yeah, I mean, did they not just de-ward the sentry that was right there too? Yeah, they killed the anchor when it was on the high ground because it was still like the 4v5 when Larry was like, it was Larry versus the world for a moment.
And he
As
was doing it.
they find Time Twister as well. This is not great for OGs right now. They're being caught on the map. That's 2 more
Yeah.
kills, and the advantage is swinging back in Sitout's favour. And they haven't really had to go very far to find
They've been gifted it.
the kills.
They've been gifted it a little bit there. Some lovely warding from Lulu.
Take a breather. It's getting quite warm in my room right now. I won't lie.
The PCs are working hard. Yeah, that puts the 2 carries back in the top spot for Sitout.
Radiant's throwing all they've got at Dyer's
Yeah.
bottom tower.
I don't know if it was before or not, but the Ags is now online for IO. So this is a timing. Are they going to do anything with it? Larry Lama
Tower is in trouble.
forcing and cancelling the Axis TP.
Dyer doesn't haul ass and help out that bottom tower. There's not going to be a tower
No
left.
pressure on this bot tower. Should go down now to creeps.
Dyer's historical bottom tower is destroyed.
Falcus
Within,
being
of course,
spotted
is Jeff Bottom.
in the top.
Radiant does not like Dyer's
Looks
bottom
like they
tower.
may.
Looks like they're going to try and
Try
get
to do-
Seething here. Will blink up to the high ground, but then run back across where he blinked from. Now gets leashed up, and the Ravage is up
Lovely
as well.
Ravage.
Falcus will go down, and now this big damage from the Io is coming out. It's a lovely quap ult to actually get one in reply, knowing it's
Yeah.
probably going to go down. So they do take a return kill, but it's a lovely fight again for OGs.
Yeah, it's a lovely initiation from the Tide. Get the leash on, get the Ravage out. You know you got your team there to back you up, and some damage coming out from Flowzone now on the IO.
Yeah, puts him
Um,
top of the
lovely.
OGs' net worth as well, and not that far behind
Yeah.
the quap either.
Yeah,
And
it's only going to get worse now for the next 30 seconds or so, whilst Quap is dead. Ain is there showing, and Flowzone looking to go deep.
yeah, might find
Swap the
Wurzag
courier.
and a courier, yeah.
We'll go for neither.
Oh, Epicenter taunted there.
Evo
Now-
wants it.
Yes, casts
He's
it,
popped it.
blinks in, goes in, finds Wurzag, but he's cogsed up and quite deep now.
I think that's.
So
I think that's the one he wants.
Io is relocated behind and now will link up with Peebo, so they will join together. But they do
They are
get
gonna
axe
get out in a
called,
few
both get
seconds.
taunted.
And they live.
Peebo can't, Falcus can't either though. Wurzag taking a huge amount of damage
Oh.
on this front line too.
Just feel like Time Twister could have got it with the ult, but no, not enough damage.
No.
Flowzone's relocate was like maybe 1 second later. That's an extra kill or 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of damage. A lot of damage from Flowzone on the eye.
As they
Up and there, then.
Oh, well, they're going to walk up into 4 heroes, and that's just going to be Flowzone dead. 4 kill streak gone. Larry gone. It's going to be Vi gone as well. Seething picks up a double. Lulu dominating as well, getting Larry with the damage from the Shakiro. And again, OG's just walking up high ground into a bad fight.
I'm unsure of what happened. I heard the dead in the water chain come out. He's definitely cast it. But I think Seething Blink disconnected it. I didn't think that was possible. It's the only thing I can think that did it. I didn't see it come out at all. I didn't see it land on anyone.
Middle tower is hanging on by a brick.
Yeah, I don't.
Otherwise, that would be very because what would have been out of position.
Peebo
Deep.
is kind of behind enemy lines now.
Yeah, he's been. He's certainly surrounded. They spot out the axe, farming, cutting the creeps.
Yeah, they might try and set up for this. They need to go now though, because
Yeah.
it's going to get out with the
Yeah.
blink. He blinks up. Now the epicenter will be cast, but it is into the blade mail. But they
Yep,
will
that's
completely
true.
ignore that and get to Peebo. Huge damage, but Flowzone backing him up as well with these orbs doing massive damage. And now Peebo will be back up to
Nice
full. And
line
they'll
wall.
chase for more. Tide really wants it. Seething is actually quite far up. Blinks up. Well, has the haste. Never mind. There is no chance of them catching him. I was thinking
I
he
thought
might
maybe
get.
Roche was going to throw her, but
Yeah, I thought the same. I got excited for a little more Roche action, but no. Still a 4K advantage for Sitout.
Relocate into the top.
Yeah, they
They're
found
gonna
the
find
Drow, and Drow will go
Because
down
they start-
very,
they
very
spot-
quickly. I think they knew it was about. They will see him on the creep wave now, but with the blinks being back up, he uses ult to clear the creep wave and cut the lane so they can't push, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's a nice relay. Nice
He doesn't have TP. They
Oh my
scan-
goodness, what has this done to the flipping graph? It's real back and forth.
He doesn't have
they gonna
TP.
find him?
Yeah, he doesn't have TP, and they scanned it out. So there was a dire or radiant scan that found Seething there. They'll see him. Oh, he's just gone through. Oh no, the Ravage was popped too late. If he popped it on the low ground, it would have got Seething, but he'd already TP'd through the portal. And Seething's as good as gone now with the blink being up on 6-second cooldowns. He's gone, and that is Ravage down.
The blessing for Tide there is that I don't think Sitout know that the Ravage.
No, they had no.
vision on
They
that.
have no vision in that area at all, so they do not know that the Ravage is down. Yeah, that is the
that's
silver
rough.
lining.
That is rough. That has been crucial so far to these initiations.
I guess they still have the fear of
He's
it.
getting caught out in the bottom.
Yeah,
He's gonna go down
this is going to be
very
a dead
quickly.
Marcy, dead very quickly. Now they're afraid, like, Larry has blinked in, but he has no Ravage, so he's used the Dead in the Water onto the Quap, but they've just clicked it down with the Jakiro. They do get the Axe because he was zoning the rest of the heroes out. Wurzag was doing the same on the clock, will go down as well. Nice Macropie to split the fight up, but his Epicenter damage is killing the Jakiro, although the one last click actually has cost Phoebo his life, because he couldn't get the final. He needed to do the click earlier, but he delayed it because I think he thought the Epicenter would get him, and that click means he has to walk, or he's in the range of the Quap ult, and that will be him going down as well.
It was close. Flowzone is playing very safe now, sticking to the back lines.
Yeah, I'm
Maybe
not
just
upset
been
with the strategy
More aggressive.
from
Could have got
OGs.
the kill on. Could have got the kill on the Quap, but again, it's like we had earlier. If they dive too deep, they're just gonna end up, as bad off as they were to start with. So
Yeah, I think I'm not mad about the strategy of trying to target the supports first and like limit the actual supporting and like force staffing they can do as they get.
Drow.
Yeah, they are going deep. He still doesn't have Ravage up as well, as Wurzag
Don't know
will
if they have enough
reinitiate onto
damage.
Time Twister on the back. They cogs up Flowzone as well and control him with the ice path, and Flowzone is not long for this world, getting huge damage out onto the clockwork in the meantime, but will eventually go down, and now Time Twister will follow to the grave also. Venno
I almost
goes
feel
down.
like
Yeah, he's going to
that
see
was
2 kills.
commentator's curse there. But just as we were saying, you don't want to go too deep and kind of be worse off than you were to start with, and that's exactly what they did. And they're now smoking up to find this
Instant
Tide
smoke
Hunter.
up. They'll
That's
know
been
someone's
fun
up there.
creep.
Yeah, Tide blinks away, manages to get out. They find Marcy
Quite a
instead.
short
Dagger
blink.
out. And now stunned up as well. That's a lovely stun from Lulu. And yeah, Seething will
I
eventually pick up
desperately
fire.
asking for Larry to come down so he could leap away. Larry doesn't want to get anywhere near that.
No. Ravage back up, so it's available.
Okay.
And that's what
That was needed.
all that time ago, when we had this fight here, where they did quite well and got all the supports but nothing else. They were missing the Ravage, and that
Yeah.
was a good fight without Ravage, if that makes any sense at all. So
Yeah.
next fight, but
Doesn't
then they
make-
went and fought again without it, which is what I don't understand. Is why not wait? You've got time.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just kind of forcing it.
Like it feels like
Forcing it a bit too
Quapult
much.
is going to be up like constantly anyway. So it's not like you need to go before it's back. You've got like 35 seconds each try, right? Like they're
think
going to
the
have their
worry in
shit
their head-
available.
I think the worry in their head is that looking at both teams here, the later this game goes, I think, does it not favour Sitout a lot more?
It's going to favour them earlier if you take bad fights, though. I agree that with Drow, like yeah, but also
But the mindset of having to get this game overdone is maybe forcing them to do things too quickly.
yeah. But I don't think you should. Yeah, the thing is, I don't think you should substitute like that game plan for. As bottom lane, they managed to get Falcus, which is a nice kill. It was the Epicenter used, but it's Flowzone, the 2 cores combining to pick up Falcus on this axe. coming up to farm. And now I think Sitout will have a look at trying to get involved in this top lane because they know that 2 are missing, although IO does have relocate, so they can be there if needed. So maybe some pressure from the lads in this bottom lane we needed. And as I say that, they do actually TP away to this lane as the leash breaks because of the blink, and they will just TP out. Although Quap is chasing. And
now Flowzone's on their own.
I don't think Quap has anything to stop the TP and does actually blink over him. Meanwhile, Larry picks up the kill on Lulu. Lulu, the man left behind in the top lane. The Jackie left behind while the rest of the team chases the lost cause of the IO and the Sand King, and they pick up the kill.
Expect one in the wreckage, brother. Lulu was the chosen one.
You can't. I guess the thing I'm like going back to your question before about like maybe because they're trying to play faster, but I think that exact engagement is a case in point of like sometimes even in games where you need to go quickly, you can wait for stuff to come to you. Like they didn't really have to do anything. They didn't go anywhere. Both lanes they went like they managed to just get 2 kills without having to really do that all that much. Like they put some pressure on this bot tower. They rotated people around, managed to catch people on the exit. Like there are other ways. Like even in a game where you feel like you have to play fast, you've still got options. And I still think the Drow pops well from what I saw in the fight top. You know, with the Ravage would have gone down if it was up realistically. And the IO damage is so high that it feels like it can kill her.
Yeah.
It's not like she's unkillable. I know a couple items might change that, but it's not impossible.
Yeah,
that's what I mean about, you know, just take the right fights and have a, you know, bit of patience. It's very hard. It is very hard. I also struggle. I like to fight. But sometimes, and we have the benefit of seeing everything here, obviously, as well as the other thing to say. But it's definitely about taking the right fights over rushing things, if you can help it, at least.
For sure.
Like this,
discipline needed for that is
something I don't have. I'm like chatting about it, but I don't have it myself.
The Sankin Courier there is gonna, I think, give the
IO. Oh, this is a lovely Ravage.
Look
3 man. This is huge. They blink in. The Clockwork hook misses. That's huge. It means the Clockwork has to now waddle in. They are right next to each other, but they stood next to each other for the Quap ult anyway. So there's 2 dead on the side of OGs, and the counter initiation was just there. They didn't even need the hook to come in. As oh no comes out from Flowzone in the middle lane, as they have no buybacks on any of their heroes.
Yeesh.
And this is a point in the game where Sitout will probably feel emboldened enough to get up to high ground. Pivo really needs to live if he can. Has the Yules up as well, but I don't think they're going to chase him that far. The Veno slows are doing quite a lot here to start their push, but it felt like a really good setup for them, but they grouped up for the Quap ult, and the IO just...
I think OGs just weren't quite ready for it as well. The IO was there, but he was on a relocate, so he was only going to get so much damage out before he went back, which he didn't have to get him back anyway. And the rest of the team just wasn't quite in position yet.
I think what's happened is they've tried to reload with the Sand King, and the Sand Kings snapped it because they look at this all chat. They are blaming each other already. So I think Peebo was supposed to come with the IO, and what's happened is he hasn't, and that has turned the fight around because Larry's done his job and got the Ravage off on free, but then there's no follow-up, and if the Sand King's there is the follow-up. They will try and contest this roast though. Clockwork does put the cogs down, but it gets trapped up, but now this damage is coming out onto Peebo on the other side. Flowzone will link up with him. There's extra damage coming out, and now nice cool trap up the Sand King, and Quap ult as well shreds through Peebo. Falcus is probably going to go down the front lines, but he doesn't really care because he's just zoning out the rest of these heroes. But on the other side, now the Quap is in big trouble, but Flowzone 2 will also go down. Vi will follow suit because he doesn't have...
just having the freest of times.
Yeah, and this is where the problem starts. And the big damage coming out from the Drow. I stand corrected. He can just kill everybody. Maybe they were right to fight that early, because now it feels very difficult. And Roche has left, lads. In the time you were doing all that, he went top. He's migrated. Good news is he's still slightly damaged, so you've got less to do. Although they're just not going for him now. Oh no, they are. No, they're not. Make up your mind, lads. Come on. Oh dear. Yeah, it's got out of hand for OGs a little bit now. Now it's like a 12k advantage, and this is where the point where it feels
I
bad.
think now
There's still ways.
we're getting to the point in the game where Drow's damage is going unrivaled. They have too much to focus on. They need to lock down the Quap, and they need to lock down the Drow. But they've got an axe getting in the way. They've got a clockwork getting in the way, and they just can't get through. They can get on one, you can take one down, but they can't get both. And now they're going to have to take down Drow twice.
Yeah.
I am not a betting man, unless it's basketball.
Yeah, I think.
Should be a free tier 2 here.
Yeah, leave this one be, I think, and reset and go again for the high ground defense. Although they're walking out, Sanking wants it. Peebo is in the area, gets silenced up before he can do anything. Uses himself up, so we'll avoid the damage. Larry tries to get himself up to the high ground. There's a good Ravage opportunity. There it is dropped. It's a 4-man.
Lovely on 4.
And that's a nice ult as well from the Sanking. Will pick up Seething
He's gonna get
and
2.
the clockwork on the back lines, but now the macro pie comes out. It's just huge damage and slows. Does manage to blink down to the high ground, and that picks up the axe as well. They will go 3 for 1. And for an Aegis fight, not bad at all.
Yep.
In fact, Drow will TP away, and so they will get themselves out of there. And that gives OGs a bit of control to get back this triangle and claim some area to farm. So didn't even have to fight high ground. Very nice moves from OGs.
That's a 3k swing in their favour, and they're going to try and see if they can get the trail. They had some vision up there, maybe. And
yeah, maybe thought they caught her, wondering if she was going to
the
farm
other
that way. Picks up some ancients as well while they're there.
Yeah, it's the kind of a fight they needed. They needed that at all.
Yeah, if they can find this Drow and get the Aegis at least down.
Yeah, she's on her own.
Because they still don't have Quap back alive, and they had good vision there. So they blink up. The anchor is out as well.
The anchor's nice. Oh, the BKB.
But they obviously, the BKB and the Manta popped to get themselves
that's
out.
well played to take the BKB and leave. That is not going to be a kill.
Yeah, Quap back alive now as well, so need to be careful for her damage coming back out again.
IO got the heart queued up. Just to become a bit of a raid boss. And it's level 21, so we're not far... Actually, no, I'd say that. Those last few levels are massive, aren't they? Yeah, there's a little ways to go on the 25 talent.
Yeah.
I mean, do you still go for the attack to the allies' target? It's not a great link up for that. I mean, the Marcy whilst their ult's going is obviously fantastic, but
yeah, I'm not sure.
Besides that, it's not a massive amount of options. Peebo playing with fire as 4 of Sitout come very close to finding him.
Dyer's middle tower has taken one hell of a beating.
And looks like this assault on the tier 2 is going to go for round 2.
Yeah, they're in there.
Ravage is back up. They've been scouted running in the Roche pit. Roche
Kind
is
of
not
weird
hurt.
positioning. A Ceiling will blink
Blink
in.
onto Time
Nice.
Twister.
Yeah, nice glimmer, but it's a lovely hook shock as well. But lovely lift out by Vi, huge, and the axe can't currently catch up. Gets silenced up as well, so won't have the cool to try and control. Time Twister might still end up going down, but he's made them work for it. In fact, they turned around. Valkus was already getting out because of the damage from the ult, but they've and Vi once again
He's
saving
just
Larry.
there.
And this time the seeding might have actually gone up too far. Don't know if they want to commit the Sand King ult or anything like that for it, given they got high ground defense incoming with the Aegis.
I was just pushing the tower.
Yeah, they just...
I takes tier 2 for it whilst they're messing about. They've only lost to Veno, but now they're going high ground. Glyph comes out. Put a halt to that. Not going to give that one up for free.
And they're already getting damage on tier 3
It's just going to
top.
continue to go.
And they have to glyph
That
themselves.
Glyph comes out.
They were going to TP back the Drow, but he cancelled it, I think.
Yeah, he's going to make you work for it, this IO. He's
Drow
still there.
can pretty much get through back door anyway, and now, yeah, he's going through, and that means Drow won't have the TP to go back if they want to try and contest flow zone. They could get a tier 3 for a tier 3 here, as Axe is actually in the base. We'll clear the creeps, but this barracks should go down.
Right.
Yeah, they do take the tower top as well, and
That's
a
a
Rax.
Oh,
They're literally trading
Big
Rax for
Ravage
Rax.
in.
Now the Ravage is out. And so let's see what they can do. They get the BKB off from the Drow, and it's big damage coming out onto Larry. They're getting huge damage from the epicenter, though.
Huge
This is
epicenter.
really nice. The waves are doing so
That's
much damage. They
fantastic.
take down Falcus, they take down Wurzag. Jakiro is really
Io's
low as
back.
well. Seething has had to retreat. That's a lovely macroply to cover. Marcy has to be
Get
very, very careful. Io's back because he's taken the
Seething
Rax
picked
already.
back in.
Oh, Seething could go
What's
down
he
as well.
doing?
Io took the Rax, came back, and defended this one.
Oh.
What are we watching?
What just happened? I don't
Help.
understand. I understand. I don't know why Seething went back in that last engage as well. I was there. It was 3v1.
That's a 3k swing. They got a whole lane of Rax, 3 kills.
And a
They-
Rax advantage. That's flipped the game on its head. Completely. Yeah. OG's now, I feel, in the driving seat with a man advantage for 50 seconds. They're going to push down this last tier 2.
The epicenter was huge. The amount of damage it was doing was crazy. I think, and this is
I don't
what
know if that's the first one with Ags.
maybe,
Because have the Ag now.
yeah. And
Yeah,
I feel,
massive.
this is the team fight that they have at their disposal. Both teams do, but OGs have to be able to contribute as well, right? It's
Yeah.
like this Ravage epicenter like damage,
It's
and
just-
then
Huge AoE spells. All going together, it's so much to deal with.
I cannot believe they got away with leaving a Rax and getting a full lane.
and saving theirs, yeah.
That's crazy. Fair play.
Yeah.
What a
And
fight
it's
that
going to
is.
regen as well. It's,
Tell you what, for the first time
melee
since about 25 minutes where it dipped, 27 minutes when it dipped in OG's favour, Gaben favours OG's now.
Yeah, that's a big swing. Big swing. Yeah, Roche not going to respawn for at least another 30 seconds.
Smoke up from
So,
Sitout. See if they can find
are they
something just outside the
force
base.
something?
They might find Peebo. They do. They get the call out.
Caught.
And Peebo's in big trouble. Will get ulted as well. And now they'll find 2 more as well. Time Twister manages to force staff out. But Vi, with the BKB, might not be as lucky. Oh, does manage to get the leap out as well. But it could just be 2 kills. Time Twister just running away with the Ghost Scepter. Slows the kills. But that's 3 dead. It's a dieback on Vi as well, remember.
Yeah.
And they're all dead for an extended period of time.
rough.
And that could swing the game quite far back in favour of Sitout, as it goes back to a 10k advantage with 45 minutes into this game. The good news is for OGs, this lane is still pushing because of the Megas. Someone has to go back and deal with that eventually, and it looks like Jackie will be the one to do so. I would imagine this lane goes down all the same. I wonder if Flowzone can do the same again. Is it possible? It won't be for this Rax, but will he be able to...
I say it's bold, but
He clears that wave
Yeah,
so
it
fast,
is.
but they're going to try and even it up in the bottom lane as well, because the creeps are in mid. They have to glyph it, yeah, so the glyph comes out,
that's clear.
but the creeps are still there, so they will be able to sustain this push in, as long as they got the strength on the heroes to do so. Sealing does not really care about the damage coming out, and
No.
yeah, this will be a lane of Rax as well. Jakiro is still back, but Flowzone will continue with
Why is there?
pushing. We'll continue with pushing. It looks like they will get 2 lanes then, complete the middle and even up the bottom, and now we'll start to rotate back for Flowzone, who is caught
Yeah,
out.
he's in
Hook
trouble.
shot coming out,
Yeah,
and
he's dead.
Ceiling's gone back as well. Does have buyback, but is dead for 95 seconds and only really did half damage on the tower, and that was in exchange for a lane this time, and the final barrack in the mid lane as well.
I mean, silver lining is he forced them back, so now they've got to run back down the wave. But not a good trade. Not a good trade. Yeah. I think he thought it was just a Jackie who had put down the Macropire. To be fair to him, he had stood in the Macropire, not taking any damage thanks to his heart. But yeah, as soon as the clockwork and the rest of the team came in, it ended quite quickly.
17k advantage now for Sitout, and
And we're back to where we were about 5 minutes ago, but it's not the 5 minutes I thought we'd have.
As Lulu is picking up a lot of lotuses here, got 3 greater healing lotuses, and the team will take the Roshan again. As the roar comes out, so OGs will know, if they didn't already, that this is what's going on. Whereas I'm just covering that AD rune and scouring up the high ground as well. They're having some trouble taking the Aegis, but Aenisir does eventually pick it up.
And the AD rune. Now you think would be a fantastic time to fight.
Yeah.
But the only racks they have left is one where they don't have the tier 2 tower yet.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if that AD is going to last long enough to get to the racks, but should get the tier 2 without much bother.
Yeah, I mean, you still have this this Aegis fight for the high ground anyway. I doubt OGs, I mean, it's like 2 clicks on that tower, there's no way of defending it. And now Drow might get like a couple clicks out from the low ground here off of his little pedestal.
Yeah, that's not going to last long.
And so it is
And
kind
OGs
of...
onto this.
Yeah.
Unless they're happy to play into Megas.
Yeah, they're holding. They're holding now. Tide goes in, Ravage onto 3, but the BKB dodge, so Drow doesn't get hit, but Seething is caught. He will go down, does have buyback. They get Axe as well. There's a lovely Macropire doing huge damage, but Drow does manage to go down, and Flowzone does not care about this Macropire at all. Comes back onto it, but is 4-staffed away, or sorry, Hurricane Pike to throw himself back. Marcy will get caught up. It's a lovely Ice Path, catches the 3. Marcy is dead without buyback, remember, so there's no Marcy for the rest of this fight. Flowzone is taking big damage now and being zoned out by the clockwork, so the Drow will get out on very little HP.
How the Drow managed
to
escape.
Bulls, the bloody Bulls nearly get the the clockwork. He will eventually go down. 80 seconds without Wurzag now. Has no buyback himself either.
Once again, that's a hold. Somehow.
They waited and waited and waited. And eventually when they did go, the fight went well, but they lost a tower and a Rax beforehand. I guess they just weren't ready to fight prior.
It's all about timing at this point in the game.
I think now you need to force these buybacks from Sitout. You need to push the high ground, right?
You need something. You need more than this.
You need to put the pressure on, because you got to start pushing.
Oh, it is 25 now, so just get that extra attack out. And the extra 10 epicenter pulses on Sand is nothing to shake your head about.
Yeah, the problem is the Drow is still there too, right? So it's like...
Yeah, and they're all back up already. They can't go any further. They just have to be happy with pushing the lane. They can't afford to get caught.
Yeah. It swings back a bit again.
Yeah, right direction. Not far enough.
As I just realised that we are about 20 minutes away from the next series starting. I'm not casting it, but I will need to set up the lobby. So let's see if we have any issues there. If not, We'll have to see.
I am. With the game state as it is, I'd be surprised if it goes for 20 more minutes. But I may regret saying that.
Well, let's see.
You never know.
I see some members of GCDD and in fact Bernard, I believe as well, are in the chat. So at least they will be aware of what I'm up to when I'm not setting up their lobby. We may be able to scramble if Jurambong is alive and well in the chat and happy to set it up. Then we could have a
Send out the
backup.
goal.
So we will see. But yeah, we're not sure whether it'll actually go that far anyway at this particular point because there is many racks down.
Yeah, I think just one team fight at this point can change the game drastically, as we found out several times.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm just like zoomed in on these I just zoomed in on Io, who was letting his creep farm the camp before going into the bottom lane. Middle lane, Blink in from seeding, who gets this. They do get the Silence Abbey, BKBs, and Vi has to pop the BKB as well. They rotate Peebo back. Flowzone will stay for now. Wurzag, in the meanwhile, has caught Larry on the back lines. That is the Quap ult down, but it's only for 35 seconds. Larry is dead, but has buyback, crucially.
It needs to be. It needs to be a buyback. They're going to run straight up. Try and finish off this last battle.
And everybody has buyback apart from Clockwork, who is 150 gold away. And so we could see like a multi-kill fight here. As they get in the stun onto seeding again. Extra damage, we will blink away. Nice ice path to sort of stop the chase. They just have such a big creep wave, and can I actually get onto Drow here to stop her from clicking the pace? They do walk aggressively, which forces her back.
It's scary.
Now the Shiva's out, but he's silenced up on the Sand King immediately. He does get glimmered, but he's just controlled. And now the Quap ult from behind comes on to the back lines. Larry with the buyback now. Seeding is in big trouble. It's a lovely Ravage again, because the BKBs are already down. Falcus will go down as well, but they've rung the buybacks. This epicenter is huge. I can barely see anything else that's fucking going on, because this guy's epicenter is so large. But he's now on a dieback. Needs to be really careful. One more click from the Drow, he would have gone down. Doesn't quite take him.
Damage.
And now Vi will get a die back as well. Flowzone needs to be really careful. Silenced up, does get glimmered in the end. Ghost Scepter from Venomancer as well. Drow is just on full HP still. And now will take down Time Twister. No, one more click again. Does get it off, 4 staffs up, but won't be enough to stop it. Has the buyback, comes back again. But I think everyone will chill out for a second now. I don't know how I'm supposed to cast a fight where I can't see what's going on. But hey, this is Sand King, I guess. Sand King Gaming 2025. It's like I can feel the fucking earthquake in my room, like my fucking monitor's shaking. That's how much the screen is fucking going. Christ alive. There is a buy. Yeah, this is a buyback on seeding. Has to be very careful. Peebo as well is also low, 30 seconds away from the epicenter. Obviously, seeding does have the ult, but it is the two big cores for Sitout, and they can ring the buybacks as well. I don't think they'll want to on the majority of the heroes. They can rotate them in through the shrine. They're going to have to go back and... Oh, they've got people coming back alive soon, actually. They won't need to worry about this bottom lane. It was pushing quite nicely. And they just hold again. We're 54 minutes in now. 18k advantage, but they just... I feel like they're struggling to get out the high ground a little. This one rack stays alive.
TPing him. They're just going to go straight for it. Once they got two men or a man advantage.
Yeah. And they still have 4 buybacks available as well. Look, oh god!
How that didn't connect.
Oh, I couldn't even say Clockwork misses the hook there. So I nearly just said something about cocks. I don't even fucking know anymore. I'm going to shit. But looks like the IO creep will get got as well. And now Drow will sit on his perch once again, and this will be the Rax down, although the stun comes out just before to stop the final clicks. The Rax is still alive. Nice Ravage from Larry, gets 4, but the Drow has popped the BKBs. The others will now follow suit. Quap with a lovely ult onto 2, and the BKBs are out as well. Peebo is in on the backlines, the epicenter doing loads of damage again, but it's not actually quite doing as much as previously. Flowzone is in trouble, does have buyback as well. But it's just Peebo and Flowzone. What can they do together? He needs to try and save his Sand King. He won't have it. and it will just be flow zone against the world on this IO. I don't know what he can do. They may just try and fight one last with the
That's gotta
IO,
be it,
but
right?
this is
That's gotta
definitely
be.
game, or it feels like it now. As the 1v1 has offered out between the Drow and flow zone, as in
Axe doesn't want it. Falcus is happy to take the win. Doesn't
great.
care about the 1v1. He will go down.
Yeah, they will go down and get. Um,
The Ancient is falling rapidly.
and that will be game. And Sitout take it 2-0. But what a game 2 we retreated to. Some immense scores across the board.
Yeah.
Not least the Sand King. And, well, both mids, really. Doing absolute work. And breathe.
Oh my goodness. That was exciting. OG's really coming out with some excellent team fights in that game. Peebo having a stormer of a game, 17 kills. And quite a hefty amount of damage coming out. But unfortunately, Seething and EA Nazir bringing it in with the carries on the side of Team Sitout. Just dealing too much damage at the end of the day. Being able to pick them off and, take them out outside of the team fight.
Yeah. And I mean,
I'll take two in the series. That's only the second one in the tournament so far.
yeah, second 2-0. I feel I enjoyed I like the idea from OGs a lot. I like that they went very different. They tried something, and to be fair, when they pushed that bottom racks uncontested, I thought this is I thought
it was curtains.
this is looking good, but ultimately, I mean, just the fights after that, and I think a bit before that, is kind of what I was saying a little bit, is like they tried to rush a lot, and I understand because we can see now what the Drow like achieved when he hit critical mass, right? So I understand it, but with the damage they ended up having late game, if they'd have been just a little bit more,
touch more patience goes a long way, doesn't it?
Yeah, and like I will once again reiterate that it's very difficult to do, and I'm also not very good at it. But it's one of those things where if you can just be a touch more patient and actually let kills go as much as, chase them down and kill and actually get them.
Not commit too far.
Yeah, it gives you, you start to not lose anything. And when you don't lose anything, that's when you can start to snowball a bit more out of control. But listen, they played out of their skin as well, so let's not make any illusions about that. This was a great game, and I love the graph where it pings back about 45 minutes, where it pings back to near 50-50 because it's like, oh shit, they got a lane of racks, they can do this. Like Gaben believes. And we believed, but
Well, I tell you, who didn't believe was anybody in chat, because absolutely nobody voted for Sitout.
So it's just Beans lost. Beans
it's
down
just
the drain.
Beans lost.
Oh dear.
The negative Bean outcome.
Well, would you like to give out an MVP for this game, for game 2?
I would actually. I would like to give the MVP, if I may, to Wurzag.
Yeah.
Because I've never seen a 3-man hookshot before, but he did it, and I enjoyed that. And amongst other things, there was some great zoning, some fantastic cogs right in the middle, grouping them up for Seething, just to scream at them.
Yeah.
But yeah, just to set up from Wurzag. When we were looking at the draft before the game, I thought, Falcus, yes. Axe, great. Blink Initiate, fantastic. But I'm not sure how much the Clockwork can contribute when there's this much team fight on OG's side. But Wurzag absolutely proved me wrong. Got the job done. Got everyone in the places they need to be. Set them up for the team. So yeah, well played. Well played indeed.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we can hang around too long here because we're actually, literally 10 minutes out from the next series starting. So, if you're in
The fun
the
doesn't stop.
GFG Invitational Discord, then you will see I will ping in mere moments the next stream, which I believe is Gub of GCDD casting GCDD versus Bernard, which I believe is Bernard's first game in the tournament as well.
Oh
I
wow.
think. So exciting times to see how they perform. Obviously a late one, but it should be good fun. So yeah, I'll ping that over. I might be able to raid at some point as well, if I can fucking remember how to do that. And if Gob is live, that's the other
Caveat.
caveat. Let me just stick this thing on while I work out what's going on. But yeah, the fun don't stop. It carry on. So let's see what's going on. Where UA stream. Here we go. Let's see. Scub live, not quite yet. So
Sorry, Bozo, we haven't got time for interviews because there's another game to get on with.
yeah, I gotta go set some other things up. But apologies for that. I believe we are also casting OGs again on Friday at 7 p.m. And so maybe we can do some interviews after that because it's a Friday night and we can be up late and we won't have another game after. So apologies for that, but we will be back again. Yeah, I don't think Gub is online, so I don't think I can raid just yet. What I will do is I'll play the old thingamabob trailer again. And then if he's live in that time, I can raid with everybody back. But thank you very much, Ob, for joining me. Have you got any closing thoughts of Waffle before we throw it over?
I can say thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to watch these games and well played to both teams. I think you both played incredibly well. I look forward to seeing some more Dota in this tournament. It's just, yeah, I haven't seen I haven't watched all the games, but I haven't seen a bad series yet. So
yeah, exciting
keep up
times.
good work, everybody.
Well, once again, thank you everybody for watching, participating in the chat. It's lovely to have you as always. And like I say, next game is right around the corner. So if I don't get to throw you over to Gub, but they will be over on that channel anyway. Might be able to post it in the chat eventually as well, once I get everything sorted. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and we will see you next time. We will see you on Friday, but don't go anywhere because the GFG Invitational, it just keeps on fucking going. All right, peace out. Everybody, and welcome back to the GFG Invitational Tournament. It looks like they're going to use the portal. They're going bottom with the portal.
Going for the Shrek, it seems.
But I think the X mark is out, and the boat. They bring him back into the boat. The Treant unfortunately walks into the boat as well, and this will be a double kill. 2 kills for GFG. Ob not getting one, and Churubong with the Macropie getting the other.
Going in, he does have his ultimate. He purges it. Or just about gets it off. Ranger getting chrono with the focus fire. Raxi pinned, finished off.
That's already back to full health too.
Gets slowed. So close. Oh,
gonna get doomed
off,
here.
but then he probably pays the price. Oh, Cleese just misses it.
Very fucking nice.
All the tips coming up.
Really good. And nothing will die back here, and that is GG. And that is the end of the GFG Invitational Tournament. Team Spherical are your champions. They take the finals 2-0.